Eden. And we are on. Hello, everybody. My name is Arturo Mendez, and today we're going to be explaining, giving all of the information about this opportunity that we have with this collaboration between the San Francisco Arts Commission and aina Associates, and this program that we are a part of, that I am a part of, Seeding Reciprocity. I want to start by thanking everybody who made the time to be here and to saying hello to everybody who is not able to be with us today, right now, because of, last minute. It was pretty last minute, this session, the scheduling of this session. So we're gonna introduce ourselves. We're gonna introduce the people who are going to be leading the conversation, and then we're just gonna start with the content. As I was telling you, my name is Arturo Mendez. I am from Mexico. I have been living and working in the Mission District of San Francisco for the last 5 to 6 years. I am a cultural producer, meaning I support artists in their practices, very different practices. I have been producing. I worked for the Mission Cultural Center for a couple of years and collaborating with many community organizations like Calle 24 and Carnaval San Francisco. And last year, we started La Diaspora Festival, which was an amazing collaboration of an artist collective. And we went to Mexico. We took 20 Bay Area-based artists to my hometown of Puebla, Mexico. And this year, I am part of Seeding Reciprocity and growing this thing. So this is me. Who wants to go next? Fun?
Hello, I'm Fawn Harjo. I'm relatively new to the area. I moved to San Francisco in the middle of January. I'm an experimental artist. I work in mostly just digital kind of media, whether it's video games or film or projection kind of mapping things. I'm representing the American Indian and transgender districts here, so the people that I'm hoping to bring into this to train are all trans and American Indian artists.
All right. Thank you so much, Garrett. Your microphone is off. Garrett.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
What's up?
So, my name is Garrett Sonley. I am also relatively new to the area. I moved in a year ago in July after graduating with my bachelor's of fine arts in interior architecture. And then I've also been a lifelong artist with traditional media. And then once I, got to university, I started, digital art and also working with many different nonprofit organizations, such as Ohio Splash, which was my swim team back home in Ohio. And there was also lots of, different volunteer positions once I moved to the Bay Area, much bigger city. So I am getting involved with the local arts communities as much as possible. And right now I am the basically like grant writer from representing the SF Leather and LGBTQ cultural district. Yeah. Anything else you guys want me to share?
I think that's good for now. We're gonna be sharing along the way.
Yeah.
First, I would love to contextualize what this is all about. Basically, we are participating in this program called Seeding Reciprocity, and the reason that they created this program is because many folks would be familiar with with Prop E, that allocated a hotel tax uh, for specifically arts and culture in San Francisco. And through that, the city got a good amount of money to be allocated. Particularly, a portion of this money, I think, it was around 30 something percent went onto cultural districts. However, the city realized that not a lot of people um, not a lot of people from the cultural districts applied for this funding. And then what ended up happening is that they didn't disperse this money accurately. With that in mind, they paired up, the San Francisco Arts Commission paired up with this organization, Aina Associates, whose director, Carolyn, is an amazing coach and trainer. And they basically have run 2 cohorts of Native American artists and arts professionals. They have been teaching them all of these, the system of grant writing. Basically, sorry. They have been focusing on grant writing with the system, or with the model that the San Francisco Arts Commission utilizes to, evaluate their grants. So basically, they're giving us the inside scope of what is that they're looking for. And their intention is that every artist that participate in this cohort then goes on to recruit a number of artists and to teach them about this process. Now, the other context, the important part of the context that we have to mention here is that due to this year's COVID crisis, it's very likely that the San Francisco Arts Commission is going to change its guidelines, not too broadly. Actually, we have had people from the San Francisco Arts Commission in each of our training sessions, and we are still a little unclear about this year's application. However, we have been covering all the bases, and so it's fair to say that after October, what is the date, friends? October something. It's October 3rd.
October 3rd.
Is when the San Francisco Arts Commission is releasing or putting out the call to proposals, basically. The request for proposals are the RFPs for this year's grant cycle, and we're gonna have everything down in that moment. But of course, we have to start recruiting before, so that we have the artists that we're gonna work with, so we start working with them as soon as possible. Fun, you want to say the next part?
Dang, that's like everything. I feel like that's a lot of what I was gonna say.
Oh shoot!
Sorry. About the program. You're okay. There is something that I do, I guess, kind of want to be known for everyone within this. I am supposed to be representing the transgender district and the American Indian district, but I'm only allowed to take on 5 trainees. I reached out to Kuaina and tried to see if I would be able to take on 10, but they felt as though that the workload would be a bit too much, because we also have 2 individual coaching sessions that we're supposed to have with each trainee, along with the training that we're doing as a group. And as much as I'd really like to do that, I'm limited to 5. I kind of feel like that's not necessarily fair to each district, but I plan on afterwards, after this program, continuing to train other artists in doing the grant writing. I was gonna say, so did we get done last Saturday?
Yeah.
Or was it the Saturday before? Okay, we got done last Saturday. We went through the entire application process in 4 sessions, 3 kind of steps to each one. And we came together as a group. We did the process ourselves to understand it, and also kind of tighten our understanding of maybe what an artist bio needs to be less of and more of. and what kind of artist statement that we should be putting out, and what the panel wants to hear versus what tends to get put out there instead, and what your portfolio needs to look like rather. And so this is really specified to the individual arts commission grant, but you're going to be able to use this training for all the others as well. What else? I think that's it. Garrett, do you want to go over the meetings and what we're going to be doing for each of those meetings? Oh, there's something else I want to point out for the meetings. It doesn't say on the paperwork, but it's the way that we normally had the meetings before was 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So it's about 2 hours. I'm not sure. Are we going to be doing the same amount of time?
I think so. Yes. Okay. It's 10 to noon, and then noon to 2 p.m. for the other. We are not the only three. It's important to contextualize this. We're not the only three people or artists, because I represent the Latinx district. As Fawn mentioned, he's representing the transgender and the Indigenous American district.
The American Indian, yeah.
Yeah. And Garrett is representing the leather LGBTQ districts. I forget.
Yeah, the leather and LGBTQ cultural district.
There you go. So there is other people. It was originally 7 artists selected. So we decided that in order to make it better. Hey Garrett, what's up? In order to make it better for us and more pedagogic, we just split to have 2 cohorts of 15 artists that we're going to be teaching at the same time. Yeah, with that in mind, Garrett, would you like to share with us the dates, the times, the contents that we're going to be touching upon on these sessions?
Okay, yeah, so the first class we have to attend as a whole, like an entirety of the cohort, not just our breakout session, is October 3rd. So it's going to be at 10 a.m. And that's going to be like the orientation, going over the grant guidelines, the online application, and the thing we'll have to write would be our artist bio. So it'll be the easiest one. We can meet everybody else and the other trainees as well. So after that, it's going to be consecutive every Saturday throughout the month of October, following like October 10th, 17th, and the last one on the 24th. So we kind of break down the application questions into each session. So by the time you complete them, you're practically already done with your application. So that's the benefit of showing up to the meetings. And then you also can get feedback and more examples about other people's ideas outside of just our coaching sessions with you. So there's more information you can get that way. So given the nature of the training coaching sessions, you do have to be available to attend all of them. But it's quite convenient because it's just a Zoom meeting, so you can do it from home. And so yeah, we go over a lot of writing techniques to help you with your process. And then regarding like your coaches, our group we called ourselves the Art Bust. So that's Fawn, Arturo, and I, Garrett. So all you guys can work with us individually if you want, because our main goal is to coach you along the way to submit your application for the Arts Commission grant, because we want our representative communities, you know, to get as the best chance that they can going forward. So do you guys want to elaborate any farther on our coaching sessions with each other?
Yeah. I wanna. Sorry, I was answering to somebody that might coming just now. Yeah, there's a couple of principles that I think are important to note of the out of this coaching, this training that we're going to be offering. Is not only the training sessions, but also the coaching on the side. The first principle that I think we're going to be touching upon is our relationship with money, and how as artists we are often made to believe that if this is a labor of love and passion, and that we shouldn't be, you know, it's not as, we shouldn't be expecting to make a living out of making art, right? And I think that that is one of the biggest limits to arts, to the arts world, and to artists all over the place, because you know, the truth is that big artists, great artists, amazing artists get paid to do what they do, and that money is what sustains them and allow them to create more, and to create better, to create bigger. So I think that it is important to note that in the last 10 years, 80% of the artists of San Francisco have been displaced, either from their houses, from their housing, or from their the area, the places where they trained, where they, you know, like their workshops, the places where they would show their work, etc., etc. And this is this is us, the remaining artists, trying really hard to stay here and to organize together so that we can support one another, right? This is number one, which connects to number two, which is equity. Equity is very important. It's such a buzzword right now, but what it means is basically we're gonna try to leverage, you know, it's acknowledging that we all carry a certain amount of privilege, no matter who you are, no matter where you are. We all have a certain amount of privilege that we can leverage, we can utilize to support someone else. And we are coming together to share a little bit of our time, our space, our knowledge, our experience, to grow together. So it is very important to look at this as a collaboration. And to the point of fun, wanting 10 artists, of course, like, I mean, I would love to have every artist of San Francisco be coached and trained to apply for their grants, because the truth is that only the people who knows how to write these grants, and only the people who knows exactly how to navigate the system is getting that money. And this is often people with privilege, people who, you know, have gone to school, people who have access to all of these things. And so while they keep surviving and thriving, the people who don't, it really doesn't matter if they're good or bad artists. It doesn't matter if they're committed or not to their craft. They just cannot make it happen. You know, and finally, um, that um, oh my god, I just blanked. Yeah, that you know, we are exactly here to make it happen for all of us. That is why we were selected, and I think that it is a commitment for us. I personally had 16 to 18 people reach out to tell me that they were interested in participating and being coached and being trained, and that's why I'm a little surprised that they're not here, but it's okay. Um, but out of those 18, I can only pick 5, right? So in order for us, for this program to get really good results, to yield really good results, and to ultimately, um, you know, prove that it is successful, so that the San Francisco Arts Commission keeps putting money into it, so that more and more artists can keep applying, we really have to go with the people that have everything, you know, all the requirements, which is basically, well, they tell us to live in San Francisco, and you know, internally we have decided, yes, as long as you have, because you know, just in the last couple of months, so many artists have left San Francisco due to the COVID, you know, crisis. So as long as you have a you know, like a pay stub, or an ID, or like a bill with your name and an address in San Francisco. We're gonna try to make it work. There's some limitations, and we're definitely not going to make you go through all the process if you cannot apply. But if you have questions, please reach out to us. We're going to do the research, and we're definitely going to let you know if you are what is the word that I'm looking for? Available, applicable. If you can, eligible. Thank you. That's the word. Eligible. If you're eligible, we're gonna work with you. Yeah, we're gonna try to make it work. Number one. Number two, ideally, we're definitely going to focus on individual arts commissions, which are basically just for one artist who's developing or leading the production of a specific piece or work. This year, if things were normal, like the way that they used to be, this year would be focused on media, literary, and what else?
Visual art.
Visual art, media art, and literary art.
Yeah,
So for
just
sure,
now.
I think that for sure those three disciplines are going to be included, and we are thinking that the San Francisco Arts Commission might open it up, because right now everybody needs, to access the funds. So we would love for you to have a project in mind, because we're gonna be applying for that specific project. And we're gonna invite you, before we leave the session, we're gonna invite you to fill out the Google form that we created, so that you can tell us a little bit about that project that you have in mind. And it's truly based on that we're gonna have to make the hard decision of picking who to work with. The people that we do not work with through the program, I think we're gonna offer our coaching separately. And we have learned about some funding options. So reach out to us personally, even if you didn't get selected. Again, if you don't get in that final 5, but you really, really want to do this, reach out personally, and we can look for funding for you to still work with us with our coaching. And I mean, we know the program, we're going to give you the content, we're going to make it happen. And the last thing is, so we want people living in San Francisco, people with a project. And also, please, 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 we ask you, everybody who's listening to this, show up to the sessions, do the work. There is many people who are trying to take advantage of this opportunity. So if you feel like you're very busy at the moment, if you feel like you cannot come into the sessions, it's totally fine. It's absolutely fine. We can work with you outside of the program. But if you're gonna be in the program, be in all the sessions, don't be hungover. I know, I know myself, and I know my artists. Show up on time, do the homework. Just really be a very dedicated student, because this is something that we're not doing just for ourselves, but for our communities and for the people that we love. So we really, ask for people to honor that and to show up, basically, right? With that in mind, do you, Mason, who's online right now, have any questions?
Yeah, I do actually. Thank you. A lot of that was really informative and answered most of the questions I came in here with. But I have a question, I guess, about kind of the timeline for things. Like, I know we're writing for next year, but we don't know what any of this looks like. Like, what is the timeline for everything? Like, I know that we have the 4 or 5 weeks consecutively in October that we would be meeting with you. Mm-hmm. After that, what are kind of the next steps? Like, after we go through this, like, training or mentorship process, mm-hmm. Then what?
That's a great question. Do you guys wanna answer? Do you have the dates?
So the application end date is going to be the beginning of December. Is it December 1st?
December 10th. December 10th.
Mm-hmm. So by that time, everyone's going to need to have their applications in. The thing that Carolyn explained to us and is hard to deal with is the fact that we are going to have no idea if whoever got the funding or not until March. Is it March?
So the dates that we have, it's important to mention, the dates that we have are based on previous years. So they take, I know, trust us, this is something that we have been just like really adamant, because it's so you apply in December 10th. There is a process of panel review that goes until March, and then in April they'll let you know if you're selected, and then your cycle starts in June of 2021, and it goes sorry, in July 1st of 2021, and it goes until June 30th of 2022. So it's a whole year that you have to make radical art. I'm checking the website of the San Francisco Arts Commission right now, and I can see that they already took down last year's dates, and they just say date for forthcoming, which means that they will be posting them shortly.
So there's going to be a few months of waiting to find out if you actually have the funding or not, and it's going to take a second. As much as we would like it to be a lot sooner, so that you can actually plan out how this is going to go, if you get it and then you have this whole year to figure out how you're going to go about your project. But it's a lot of nothing. It can be a lot of
waiting.
Yeah, waiting. It's going to be a lot of waiting.
An important thing to say is that there is a certain knowledge and certain guidance that comes with the training and the coaching and with applying for the grants, right? Like, one of the things that I have done myself is I have done a lot of a good amount of research on deadlines for other grants, not only San Francisco Arts Commission grants. And then I have them in my calendar, and when a deadline is coming closer, I just focus on that grant, I submit it, I forget about it, I move on to the next thing. And if I get the grant, you know, it's like a ball that you start rolling. And basically the advantage that we have with this is that the San Francisco Arts Commission is allocating the money to run the program. And I want to be very clear, there's a very important thing to note here. We are not getting paid to do this, okay? We are not getting paid to do this. We get the training and we get the experience. So, you know, like, as I was telling you, this is part of like what we do because we love to do it. But ultimately it has helped me clarify a lot of questions that I had when I was applying for grants for the San Francisco Arts Commission or other organizations or institutions, right? So this is knowledge that you will carry on with you for other things. Oh, and another thing, a lot of the assets that we're going to be developing, be it artist bio, artist statement, curriculum, or resume, website, whatever asset you develop for this specific program, it's then going to be used for any other grant that you're applying for. And I think that a lot of artists are like, oh yeah, I definitely need to get into my I definitely need to work on my website, for example, or I definitely need to work on my artist bio. But it's only when you are actually asked for it that you go and do it. So this is a way to give like some sort of structure to your artistic practice and to institutionalizing your artistic practice, basically. Anything else? You want to ask while I dance like this?
Oh, one other thing, I guess, whenever I want to be as available as possible, so any and always reach out to me. I can give you my phone number too. Anything that's going on with, you need more examples for what you're working with that week, whether it's a bio or a statement or a CV. But also what I'd like to do is to set up a Google Doc so that if you have a question, we can answer it, and then it's out there for everyone to see. So in case you do have any other questions, just come in, look through it. If anything needs to be explained any further, it'll be right there, and you don't have to go through emails. You're not going to go through text, and you're not going to have to necessarily just have one of us to be able to reach out to. So I want to be as available as possible. Also, if there are certain what was the name for what she explained it? If you learn better visually, kinetically, auditorily, please also let us know. I think that I'm probably going to send out an email or maybe make another form that has some more information on that so you can specify for me, because I'm a very visual person, and for the training that we did, I want to see graphs, I want to see data, and I want to see examples. And so I know that not everyone's like that, but some people are, and it could be harder for other people with whatever learning that they take to the easiest. So that's something that I want to be able to accommodate to as much as possible as well.
We are making a big effort to make it accessible to the most people possible. So yeah, if you have any specific need, please reach out to us. We're always open. You can reach out to me on my website, which is, no, my Instagram, which is at cultural.producer. It's super simple, at cultural.producer. Dude, I found it. It was available. And if you guys want to share your social media, and then we can wrap it up.
Oh, I linked my card site to my name in the one pager, so it'll have whatever way that you want to get a hold of me. Also, the people I've already reached out to have my email, but if you want to look through my website or anything like that, if you want to know some more of my credentials to make sure that I'm doing as much as possible for you, or I know what I'm doing, I have all my information available there if you would like to see that. So my card is there. You'll be able to see my Instagram, my website, anything else really, any of my work, if that's something that you'd like to see first too.
Garrett. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. I'm gonna link my Instagram in the chat here. If you want to give me a follow, you're more than welcome. Is that what we're doing in social media, right?
Yes, and we're also going to
Okay.
be linking Garrett's Instagram to the one pager. If you had an opportunity to look at that one pager that we created, all the information is going to be there, and you can also text us. Yeah, let's be friends. Let's be friends. That's it. If anybody has anything else to say, if not, yeah.
Also, make sure, I know Mason has already, but the Google form, that's like the first homework assignment. It's not really
Yes.
homework, but you know,
We need to know you.
Yeah, we need to know who you are and how to email you. So just like pop in your information, and then the last question is about describing your what you do as an artist, like what you want to do, which is like the first question you're gonna have to answer. Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll help get you ready for session 1 on October 3rd. We'll go over more in depth on our next session, but just make sure that you save your answer in a Google document or something, so to use for your artist bio. So just to make sure that, yeah, got to plug that in. Okay, what you want to say something?
No, that's
Okay.
it. That's it. Well, I'm gonna stop recording right now. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Muchas gracias. And we're gonna be in touch with you. Adios.
All right. Bye.
Thank you for this. Bye.